In DayZ, I've had some of the most nail-biting survival experiences in any video game I've ever played.
Okay.
But I've learned to overcome most of them. Put me in any situation on the map, and usually I'll find a way to overcome it, unless there's other people involved. I'm pretty bad at PvP, and I'm not afraid to admit it, but I'm learning. Join me on this PvP experience where we'll go over all the things I did right, but mostly the things I did wrong. Maybe even the first shot. Watch along and enjoy.
He blew up.
My first mistake here was not realizing that there was a second guy. I knew that shot wasn't going to hit him, but I shot in his general direction just to kind of keep him under cover so I could manage my bleed. It was at this point that I realized I had no bandages and I had no knife. These are two really big mistakes I made. Now I normally wouldn't push into the map without a knife and some bandages, but when I spawned in Svetlajork, I ran into another player. This guy had a horde of zombies on him, and I was going to do my best to help him out. I drew some of the zombies off him and started to deal with them, and I think maybe I drew a little bit more than I could handle. Helping him out turned out to be a really big mistake. And I hope he survived, because it was a close one for me, but I did survive. And now here I am with no bandage and a bleed. But it turns out schmags can be used as bandages without cutting them up. Who knew?
What the fuck?
And then this guy wakes up. Another mistake I made was failing to check that this guy was actually dead. That didn't turn out to be much of an issue. Now again, at this point I probably should have ran. But if I did run, I would not be moving very fast, and this other guy could probably find me and catch me. So I decided to stick it out and see if I could take him down. Another mistake I made was not reloading my shotgun right after I shot it. I rectified that here. Now he knew I was up on this hill, and now that I didn't have much for range, I thought it would be a best idea to reposition. I thought maybe moving closer to the house that I thought he was in, so I could spot him before he could spot me. But crossing the road in this condition was going to be very risky. With painstaking slowness, I limped out into the open. Another mistake, but I did survive. If this guy was in that house, then there's no way he could see down this road, and this little band of trees with a ditch was going to be a perfect place to cover. So after waiting a little bit, I decided I was going to chance it. By the way, my heart was pounding during this road crossing. I made it to the other side and crept up close to the bottom. Because the guy woke up and staggered to the edge, it actually put him into cover where I could go and loot him without being seen. I decided to check out and see what he had. Again, probably should have focused on killing the other guy. I was hoping for a knife and a bandage and maybe something to drink, because if I started starving or dehydrating at this point, I'd be really dead. He did have a knife, but not a whole lot else. Now I began to slowly creep towards the house. Now, I was patient and waiting and watching and covering the exits, but I don't think I was patient enough. I thought maybe he wasn't in there anymore, and that I'd creep in close to see. And why I put away my shotgun at this point, I really have no idea. Now the hunt was on again. Unfortunately, I had no idea where he could go. So I decided to stay in cover and just keep an eye out for movement, and at least wait till my health went up before making my way out. Did you catch that? He was up on the bridge there. Unfortunately, my shotgun did not have the range to cover it. But at least now I knew where he was. Now with him having the height advantage and nothing but field and moat around me, I really couldn't go anywhere. So I just stayed in the trees and watched. I waited a long time, crouching in a bush, loading up my mags, trying to do the best I could to stay put. But eventually, my curiosity got the better of me, and I had to move on. I thought maybe a safer place to be in was in the house that was nearby. Ugh, anybody else hate the reloading sound of the P1? So I made my way into the house and began clearing rooms. Again, not sure why I didn't have my shotgun out. I did find a sweater, so that was good. It would help keep me a little bit warmer. Again, had a shotgun. Should have been pushing with a shotgun.
Oh, he got me.
Now, if I had been a little more
Well played,
patient and had my shotgun out instead of my pistol, I might have got that guy. Until next time, everybody, happy surviving, and I'll see you out on the coast.